I got to put my glasses on so you can't see which way I'm looking. It makes it more genuine. Welcome everybody. Welcome. I have a little bit to say today. Not a whole lot, but we shall begin as we usually do with an opening hymn. One of the more difficult ones that you will ever witness me attempt on this platform. Boy, that's a good one right there. Okay, yeah, you gotta like that. Hey, good to see you, Patrice Ripley. You should have oh, no, I just about hit the wrong button. You should have something coming your way in a couple days. It should be nice for you. Love it very much. Hope that you're having fun cleaning that kitchen and doing these wonderful things that you do to make other folks' lives more pleasant. I salute you. So now, folks, before I begin my little diatribe, good to see you, Straight Sith Male. Seems like it's been a while. I sure have missed you, my friend. I doff my hat to you. Today we'll be drinking the The Prayers of Sinners. Very good wine, very powerful wine. So let me have a little nipper. I'm going to say a couple words to you, and then we're going to have the closing hymn. I do hope that you will join with me in the closing hymn. I'm sure that you all joined with me in the opening one. So, as we pour a little prayer of sinners, we say, our prayer from us sinners is, O God in heaven, please look down upon us today. Please, Lord, protect our president, Donald John Trump, because he is the president of the heathens as well as the vaunted saints. Here's to you, President Trump. May you reign peacefully for 5 more years. A terrible thing happened, folks. And part of the problem is empathy. They mock the idea of having empathy for even Barron Trump. They mock the idea of putting yourself in Donald Trump's shoes. I implore you today. I implore you, even you, my beloved Patrice Ripley, even you, put yourself today in Donald John Trump's shoes. For some of us, it will be a wonderful experience. But if we truly submerge ourselves in the Donald experience, we would find ourselves facing unsurmountable odds again and again. To quote Donald John Trump, I've been beating these bastards all my life, and I'll beat them again if I have to. Many people have looked down on me, my life, and I'm a small, puny dirt farmer. But they hate on me because I do what I will. And with my will, I shape the world around me. I bend the world to my pleasure. I smite the steel of life and forge the reality that I desire. And I am but a shard flying from the mighty blade forged of Trump. No, oh, Ogre, you and your words, you think you're so smart with your English and your ability to string words together that a lot of us do not use on a regular basis. Oh my goodness gracious, Ogre. Fuck Ogre and fuck you. Let's think about President Trump today. The man has been killing himself for us. And what does he get? Endless impeachments and inquiries. His children being compared with Biden's children. Comparing Eric Trump with Hunter Biden is like comparing a chest cold with lung cancer. They're drastically different. And the reason people are unironically able to compare these two diametrically opposed entities the way that they do, straight-faced, obdurate, in the face of truth. The reason, my friends, hearken, lean in. And I'll tell you, the reason is they have no empathy. They believe that you are a boomer rube. I was recently called a boomer. I'm a Gen Xer, a proud Gen Xer, born in 1974 in Louisville, Kentucky. And we are the nihilist generation. We are the generation that believes what we believe and fuck what you believe. I will espouse as I did in the beginning, and I will end this with a prayer. Because we are today drinking the prayers of sinners, my friends. Be unapologetic, but empathize. Today, put yourself in the shoes of a multi-billionaire television star that gave up his golden throne to descend to the pits of hell, to be assaulted by Saint Idas's imp on a daily basis. I can't fathom it. I can't imagine leaving my farm to be mayor of Midland, Michigan, let alone leaving my penthouse, my top 5 floors on Trump Tower, named after me, to descend into the pits of hell. You have Romney, who in 2011 got an endorsement from Donald Trump, said it was the best thing that ever happened in his life, and gave him a glad hand endorsement right back, and said what an excellent businessman he was, how he was such a better businessman than Mitt was. This is out of Mitt's mouth. Wow, Mitt says all these things and how he made this vote because of God. He doesn't worship God. He's a Mormon. He worships Elohim on the planet Kolot, fucking his millions of celestial brides, making spirit babies for this earth. And Mitt believes if he's good enough, he too will have millions of celestial wives and will impregnate them to send spirit babies to a planet of his very own. Does that sound Christian to you? I don't care if you're a Christian or not. Doesn't matter. Can a Catholic now call themselves a Christian? No, they're not Christian, they're pagans. Can now this pluralist marriage, this bigamist, satanic, Masonic following Mormon, anybody that studied Mormons the way I do will understand that their temple system is almost a mirror image of Masonry. Brigham Young was not a good man. They rounded up 175 men, women, and children, told them they were going to take them to safety. They all put their guns to their heads, and the command was, gentlemen, do your duty. And they killed every man, woman, and child that would have been old enough to remember it. There were a few that lived because they were so young, they didn't know it happened until someone told them. This is the paragon of virtue. This is now the beacon of Christianity set high on a hill. No, I, your beloved blue-eyed ogre, am telling you now, bullshit. There's a difference between morality and virtue. The Romans understood it to the nth. And I tell you today, folks, pray with me at the end prayer, and the prayer will be not for the moral, but for the virtuous. My prayer today is that God cuts down the moral and raises up the virtuous, that those that espouse morality, those that virtue signal with racism coming out of their own mouths, saying that they're against racists, I pray that God cuts them down. Now, I pray to my God, and I believe firmly in my God, but you pray to your God if you don't believe in my God. I will not belegger you. I won't blackguard you. I won't say anything bad or besmirch your God. But I'll besmirch Romney's God today, because he said his God and his morality was greater than my God and my virtue. One more, folks, one more. One more. And as I said, if those of you are just joining us now, MCJK, good to see you, brother. Good to see you. Lord Croc Squirrel, always a pleasure. Today, we are enjoying the prayers of sinners. Excellent, excellent cab. It has such a beautiful color. It's very, very strong. Though you see this glass I poured is not quite like the other one was. Very, very strong. It's 15.5% alcohol. When you start adding those 1s and 2%, you got to start being careful. So I will now end this way. Beware of the politician. Beware of the glad-hander. Beware of the man that shakes your hand above the table but nudges you with their foot and winks when they think no one's looking. Beware of the one that says, I will be loyal, President Trump. I will be loyal, Patrice Ripley. I will be loyal, MCJK. But then shows themselves to be only out for themselves. Beware of the politician. Beware. The politician comes to you and says, oh, don't believe your eyes and your ears. The stock market doing well, that's not you. Of course, you probably have a 401k as my wife does. Don't believe your senses. We'll tell you what to think about this immoral Trump, this horrible, horrible orange man bad. And when you finally bend your belief to what we're telling you, you will be on the right path. You will ascend to the heights. I tell you, nay, nay, no, and never. These Bidens, these sycophants, these Romneys, they will never find their place in Valhalla, my friends. When we ascend and enter the gates of Elysium, we will not find them numbered at that great feast where the mead never ceases to flow and the joints of mutton come out of an oven so huge you could bake every fake politician on earth in it. Folks, don't rest on your laurels. November's coming quicker than you know. You think, oh, it's 2020, it came quick. Listen, it's going to be 2024 before you know it. We just elected Donald John Trump. Maybe you voted against him. That's all right. But we just elected him. We elected Barack Obama the first time he ran, and I didn't vote for him, but we elected him. Let's get back to looking at things like that. We. I don't like the idea of two wolves and a sheep voting on what's for dinner. But sometimes you got to take a vote. And if your heart pumps red American blood, why you say, we elected. The next 6 minutes, great to see you. A funny coincidence, I just ran over and checked out a bunch of your stuff yesterday. I had some friends over and I was going through the Glass Blind Spot and yourself and some of my favorite MCJK, some of my favorite YouTubers, and showing them how it's just amazing to me that the best YouTubers seems to be the smallest ones. So without getting off on a tangent, if you will turn your hymnals to page number 666 and join me for the closing hymn. Introduce myself. I'm a man, wealth and taste. I've been around for a long, long year. I laid many a man's soul to waste. I was around when Jesus Christ had his moment, doubt and pain. I made damn sure that Pilate washed his hands, sealed his fate. Pleased to meet you. Hope you guess my name. Oh yeah. But what's puzzling you is the nature of my game. I stuck around St. Petersburg when I saw it was a time for a change. I killed the Tsar and his ministers. Anastasia, she screamed out in vain. I rode a tank, I held a general's rank when the blitzkrieg raged and the bodies stank. Pleased to meet you, hope you guess my name. Oh, what's been puzzling you is just the nature of my game. I watched with glee while your kings and queens fought for 10 decades for the gods they made. I shouted out, who killed the Kennedys? When after all, it was you and me. Let me please introduce myself. I'm a man of wealth and taste. I laid a trap for troubadours who got killed before they reached Bombay. Pleased to meet you. Hope you guess my name. Oh yeah. But what's puzzling you is just the nature of my game. Ow! Get down, baby! Pleased to meet you. Hope you guessed my name. Oh yeah. But what's confusing you is just the nature of my game. Hey, good to see you, TJ, WK2. Every cop is a criminal, and all the sinners saints. Our heads is tails, just call me Lucifer, cause I've been needing some restraint. But if you see me, have some courtesy, have some decency, and show some taste. Use all your well-learned politicies, or I'll lay your soul to waste. Pleased to meet you. Hope you guessed my name. I am. But what's confusing you is just the nature of my game. Indeed, get down. Get way down. Oh, what's my name? Tell me, baby. Who's to blame? Tell me one time. Tell me what's my name. Tell me, baby. What's my name? Tell me one time. Who's to blame? All y'all know my name. All right, I'm going to have one more glass of wine. I've got one short little more thing to say before I actually close right out with the benediction. And listen, look, empathy is something that we feel like the only people that should get it deserve it. They deserve it. You hear what I'm saying? They deserve it. No, that's not empathy. It could be sympathy. Empathy is when you put yourself in someone else's shoes and do your level best to see what it would feel like to be them, and then decide if they've got it made or not. That's empathy. Sympathy is when you see someone and, you feel bad for them. And it is a vastly different thing. Empathy is more involved. And so this last time, my brothers and sisters, Patrice Ripley, especially you, while you're breaking your back, taking care of rich folks' children, while you watch the opulent live their pearlescent lives, it's most important. Because it would be so easy for you, Miss Ripley, to say, but Trump's a billionaire. And he's the president of the United States. But you know as well as I do, my beautiful, beloved sister, that if we were to walk a mile in his shoes, we'd want our lives back so quick it'd make your head swim and your mouth go dry. I would not trade my easy, satisfied life for what he goes through. I've not seen a president go through anything like this in my lifetime. Ronald Reagan was the closest. Look up a song by Genesis called Land of Confusion. They openly mock him as a doddering old man. I love Genesis too. Anyway. When will we learn that what separates us from the lesser creatures is not the opposable thumb? It's not the use of our frontal lobes. Whereas apes can't touch their thumb to their fingers, they do use their frontal lobes in reason. They use tools. What separates us from the lesser creatures is empathy. Empathy, my brothers and sisters, not sympathy. And as we really get close to calling it a night, calling it a day, we're going to enjoy some Bogle. I believe it's right there. Where is it? This was vented in 2016. That's why I've chosen this today, because something else was vented in 2016. And I ask now if you're able to charge your glass with me and to join me in this toast to Donald John Trump, the bravest, the most persistent, and the man that brought us the most beautiful first lady in American history. Mr. President, though I doubt you will ever see this, from a humble farmer of the dirt and raiser of chickens, I sincerely thank you, my president. I've doffed my hat. I've doffed my glasses. You can now gaze directly into the windows of my soul, Mr. Trump. And I say to you, President Trump, there has never been a stronger, a more loyal, or a better defender of our American way of life in my lifetime. I will never forget it. And I will be voting for you come this November. And remember, folks, be good to your friends, be good to your family members, be good to your loved ones. Be quick to say you're sorry. Be even quicker to accept an apology, especially when that thing your friend, your family member, your loved one has done seemed to be so huge, you'll never be able to forget about it. Because constant viewers, my beloved sister, Mrs. Ripley, at a time you think not, your friends, your family members, your loved ones, your life, and your ability to empathize with your fellow man will depart from you. Donald John Trump 2020.